Do you ever have those days when nothing seems to go right? Well, this was one of them. Here's the finished product, but let's show you how we got there. This is a time lapse. We had a little trouble with the camera, but after all of us worked on it, we finally got the camera set up on the tailgate. We're using my friend Stuart's GoPro again today, and finally figuring out how the GoPro works. And I tell you, it takes a really good video, and the time lapse here I really like. So what we're doing right now is we're getting the gate hinges set up, and we skipped the part where we talked about it for 30 minutes to make sure we were going to go about this right, because you really only have one shot at getting this right. So we want to make sure we have them level up and down, make sure we have them to the left side of the post, because the gate is going to swing this way down towards the road. So we figured it out, left, right, up, down, made sure all our dimensions are going to work, and finally decided to take the plunge. Literally, this bottom hinge pin was a drive-in kind, so we didn't drive a hole all the way through. We drilled a pilot hole and we drove it in part of the way, but something with the grain of the wood, it wanted to twist a little bit, so the pin is actually pointing a little bit to the south in this case, not allowing the gate to sit perfectly vertical and not slide all the way down on the pin. So that's what we were doing there. We were trying to twist it back into place by beating it with a hammer, but we were so afraid of getting it broken by beating it in place. But we got it straightened up enough and got it over where we could get it vertically up and down, and made sure it's going to slide right, and open enough, and it's going to be in good shape. I should add our tarpaulin. It was a muddy mess here. It rained over an inch yesterday, rained a couple of times a little bit today, and threatening rain, as you can see the clouds in the background here. Here's where we're beating that pin back to the north so it'll sit vertical. So anyway, we put this tarpaulin here because my guy still hasn't come to put in the rock, and nobody likes to stand around in the mud, so at least the tarp was a little bit better where we weren't standing in the mud. We were just fighting the tarp, as you can see here. My son's helping get it straightened back out in the wind, and the clouds are getting more and more ominous as we begin to set the second gate. And that went much smoother after we finally grabbed enough junk out of the back of my truck to set it up level and see where it was going to hit. And you can see it's beginning to start to rain here. And I asked my friend from my Sunday school class, "You want to quit?" He said, "I'm here for you," as he always does and always is. So I said, let's get this thing hung. So it started to rain a little more, and a little more, as you'll see here, but we kept fighting it. And if you look at our feet, that's where you can really tell the trenches in the driveway are beginning to get full of water. And here in a minute, you'll see everything we're standing in is full of water. But anyway, we got the second gate hung here, as you'll see. And I need to add this. These are called Old English 5-bar gates. There's a great YouTube video out there of how to build these gates. The guy did a great job of showing you step by step, and you can go to Snug Cottage Hardware and buy the hardware. Here's the rain really starts coming, and the plans for this gate are on the Snug Cottage Hardware website. So go check that out if you want to build some gates like this. I can't begin to tell you how many hours we put in on this, because it was my first time to do mortise and tenon joints, and we really want to make sure they were just right. We also had the debate of whether to leave them natural, stain them like we did, or try to paint them black to match the fence. So if anybody's watching this, put that in the comments. Would you paint it black? Would you leave it natural? Or would you do something different? Love to hear your comments there. Notice the ruts in the road. Yeah, they're full of water now, and so are my shoes and everything else. But anyway, bad choice of shoes by me today too. So before I forget to tell you, click like and hit the subscribe button. I'm going to try to do more of these videos. You'll see right here my throw over hinge is not throwing over because the hinge on the right is sitting just maybe a quarter to a half inch lower, probably a half inch lower than it should be. But I've got enough room. I'm going to be able to put some washers under those pins to raise it up enough to get that in place. So there's the finished product. Again, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video.